a fun time. There's been in the Walmart Cheyenne, uh, the whole outfit here. There's been some changes. I understand some of it is due to uh, supply chain issues, and I've made some videos on that in the last couple of months. Uh, I am being told that some of the manufacturers that make products that Walmart sells, especially in the food side of it, are not able to get the ingredients to make their products. So their products are not able to be shipped to Walmart's, and Walmart is not then able to send it out to the stores. So because of this supply chain issue, now there may be other factors that are, hey, Big Dave, good to see you, man. Because of other factors that are involved in the supply chain of it, there may be other things other than what I just described, but there are issues, and the drivers that have been here, the first of, let's see, this is May, the 1st of April, Walmart sent out a notice to CRETE and told them that, man, we've got a really strong month ahead of us. We're going to need a lot of drivers. There's a lot of stuff coming up, and so CRETE, man, next thing you know, within just a few days, they had uh, a bunch of drivers there that they had brought in from off the road, and that we were all sitting there for about a week. They had nothing for anybody to do. All of this that was, even though the demand is there for the products, Walmart was not able to get the products into the DC, so there's nothing to deliver. So anyway, that has kind of snowballed, and it has maintained, even though CRETE finally was able to drop their number of drivers, it still is there, there's not enough there's not enough work to keep all these drivers going, and I am an over the road driver that's volunteering. So I think it's probably time for me to go back over the road, or find something else. Well, in last week's State of the Union, or whatever, that Tim Ashkoff put out, uh, he said that there were some new jobs that were available if you lived in the middle part of the South. There were some new jobs that were available between North Carolina and Oklahoma and Texas, back and forth, back and forth. Well, I live right in the middle of that. So uh, I started making phone calls and finally ended up with my terminal manager this morning, who give me just a chain of new positions that are available that are dedicated, and it's not necessarily a dedicated route between point A to B and then B to A and A to B. It's not that kind of dedicated. It's dedicated to a particular customer or to a particular area. Um, he gave me about 5 different scenarios that were uh, in my area. It's all based off of where you live, where your home terminal is, and where you live, because they're trying to minimize the whole deal of what they're doing is trying to minimize deadhead drives. So with me living right there in Nashville, it limited what my availability was, but there's still about 5 different things that I could fit into. So if I lived over in North Carolina, around anywhere around Statesville, or anywhere, say, within 100 miles of Statesville, man, it opened up just a whole network of dedicated uh, positions that were available. Some of them were from point A to B to A to B, and uh, some of them were for a particular company. Uh, some of them were just for a particular area. Anyway, there's a mountain of them. If you live in North Carolina right now, there is a mountain of dedicated routes that are available. A lot of them are home every weekend. A lot of them are home, you're 6 days out and you do a 34 at home. So it's not exactly weekends off, but it's a 34 at home every weekend or every week. So uh, anyway, we found something that kind of the money was good for me. The home time is a whole lot better than what I've been doing now. There comes a point when home time gets to be more valuable to you than the money. And I'm kind of I've been here in Cheyenne since February. And actually, I've been here since last September, but I have been home a couple of times. Uh, I went home for Thanksgiving, and then I went home in the end of, or the first week of February. So I've been out here a long time. I'm having my Jeep shipped back home. So, but anyway, it looks like it's time for me to move on, and I feel those winds of. Right now, I am in. Let me see if I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can switch this. Let me show you. I am in Laurel, Montana right now at a Walmart here in Laurel, Montana. I've been watching this rabbit over here. I'm out here by the garden section, and there's a rabbit that's having a feast on all of these plants and stuff they've got out here. Huge rabbit. I don't know if it's a jackrabbit or not, but anyway, I'm here in Laurel. There's another truck that's just delivered here beside me. Uh, anyway, this is what Laurel, Montana looks like. But anyway, I think it's time for me to move on and make a change. And I have tentatively got everything arranged. Whenever I get back, I get to start driving here in just a few minutes. They put me on these night runs, and I'm not crazy about them at all. I'm getting too old to switch between days and nights and days and nights. But anyway, um, my my clock just clicked over literally just now, so I'm able to start driving in a minute. And but when I get back to Cheyenne, I'm going to hit them with the deal that I'm ready to make the change, and hopefully by Monday or at least by Tuesday, I'll be back, headed back towards the southeast anyway. And the what I have chosen right now may or may not work out. I understand that whenever you jump onto one of these dedicated routes, that they ask you to stay on there a minimum of 30 days to give it a chance to, to kind of work out and kind of get into the flow of it and whatever. So I have agreed to that. It looks like the one that best fits what I want to do. As it turns out, I don't really need every weekend off, but it has every weekend off, and it's going to be mainly running routes from Kansas and Nebraska, Oklahoma, all the way over to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North and South Carolina, and Tennessee. It's in that stretch. Hey, Brandon, man, good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, buddy. Hey, man, I know a lot of people got to make fun of you for that, but hey, man, what a great name. But good to see you here. But anyway, that's kind of looking the way it is right now. A dedicated route with weekends off. I don't know how that's going to work out, but anyway, running that area, I may occasionally go up into to Ohio. Yeah, man, good. Ohio and occasionally into western Pennsylvania, I'm told. However, that's not where the bulk of this is kind of a swath between uh, Mississippi, Alabama, the north part of Georgia, Tennessee, maybe Kentucky, and on over into Missouri, Kansas, uh, Nebraska. So it's a big swath of the middle of America. Illinois and Indiana, the southern part of that, may come into play as well. But anyway, weekends off and running. The miles are not the greatest, but you're off every weekend. So it's still about. I'm told it's about 25 to 2,800 miles a week. Uh, Running for a particular customer. Now I'll fill you in on that once I know more about it. But anyway, the winds of change have come along, and it's because number one, I'm sitting more than it seems like than I'm driving up here in Cheyenne right now, and it's mainly I'm being told that it's because of supply chain. A lot of it has to do with Walmart is trying to put more in their trailers now, so they're having fewer loads, but the loads that go out are going to be packed all the way to the back door. Uh, so that's the reason for they're trying different things. I've had a few meat and produce loads that have been nothing but produce, which is really odd. I've had a number of them in the last 2 weeks. This load coming up here to Montana, I went over through. Oh man, that's another part of this. My truck just did opti idle, but it's actually hot up here. Let's see, it's 86 degrees is what my truck is saying here in Laurel, Montana today. But man, I got sidetracked here. Let me tell you about this. So, I went through Riverton, Wyoming, and then up to Cody, Wyoming, through a place called Thermopolis, and then from Cody up here to Laurel. I got here and they didn't want to unload me in. Long story, but anyway, I burned up my clock up here waiting for them to unload me. So last night, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I was coming through this little one red light town called Thermopolis. And I can see literally from one end of town to the other. I got to go all the way through town and then make a left-hand turn in the end of town to take another road. But if you keep going straight, you go dead end into a state park. So you got to turn. Anyway, I got within probably 300 feet of making my turn. I had seen a cop at a gas station that was way back behind me. I saw him when I went through. I know better than to go through a town speeding. Anytime, whether there's people on the road or not. So I was slow crawling. The speed limit was 30. I was just crawling along, even though there's absolutely nobody on the road. Nobody. So I saw this cop when he turned on his headlights and whatever, and I paid no attention to it anyway. I'm not speeding, I'm not doing anything illegal, but I get there within 300 feet of making my turn, and this dude lit me up with his blue and reds. It's a young cop, and I'm pro cop. Let me get you that. Man, if I saw a cop in trouble and somebody beat the snot out of him, I'd stop and do my best to help him. So this truck beside me is moving out. I'm fixing to move out. Anyway, he come to my passenger window over here. I rolled the window down for him and was talking to him, and he climbed up. The first thing they do is look in your truck. If they see your truck is neat and orderly and whatever, man, my 15 minutes is up. But anyway, they're not going to bother you But the whole deal, this cop pulled me over and he said, I guess you wonder why I pulled you over. I said, yes, sir. He said, it's because you had your bright lights on coming through town. And I looked and I said, but there's nobody on the road. Did I blind you or something? And he goes, he leaned out and he looked both ways and there's absolutely nobody. So he goes, well, I got to run your license anyway. I said, okay. So he ran my license. He said, you're the man. I got to get off of here. My 15 minutes is up. Please like and subscribe. I had a good time. No tickets or nothing, but that was kind of funny. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. I'll see you out on the road. Thanks.